All right.
Okay, so imagine this. You're waking up in the morning with and you know that your day has a long list of responsibilities. You're feeling tired, you're dreading what's ahead, and you know that you should get up, but you also know that you're probably not going to. As you turn around to find that comfy spot on your bed, you see this. Every morning. Every single morning. Not kidding. Now, I don't know about you, but waking up to this little ray of sunshine, no biased opinion, but that's my actual dog, would definitely lighten up your mood. It would probably make you want to get up. So today, I'm going to inform you about the benefits of owning a dog. I've personally owned my first dog, well, my only dog, for 2 years now. So I think that I'm pretty informed on the topic, kind of. So first, I'm going to show you or tell you how dogs can lower your stress levels. Then I'm going to tell you a little bit how dogs can help with illness and help detect cancer. And then lastly, I'm going to tell you how dogs can help increase physical activity in your daily life. So now that I told you what I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going to start off with how dogs can help reduce your stress levels. Playing with or petting an animal increases levels of a stress-reducing hormone called oxytocin or toxin, and decreases production of a stress hormone called cortisol. As stated by an animal organization in Connecticut called animalsmart.org. It's a nonprofit organization. You can go online. They have lots of fun facts about dogs and stuff if you're ever that bored. Dana Blinder, a health department author at Organic Life magazine, also says that like happy talk, or like, you know, when like people talk to their dogs like babies, that kind of thing, it can actually help reduce like lower your blood pressure, and animals actually it increases their like oxytocin levels too, so they get a lot happier, just like, you know, you see when like you talk to them and their tails wagging kind of thing. Personally, like when I'm stressed out about school or something, or I'm writing a speech super last minute, I always sit down and I just kind of pet my dog for a little bit. He usually kind of helps calm the nerves if I don't get distracted. So now that I told you how they lower stress levels, I'm going to tell you about how dogs can help people with illnesses or help detect cancer. My dog's veterinarian, Matthew Verga, at Banfield in Chino Hills, told me that dogs tend to lower triglyceride and cholesterol levels compared to non-dog owners. And also that dogs expose their owners to a lot of germs, because obviously dogs have their own set of germs that we don't have. And because of that, dog owners tend to have a higher immunity level to those germs because they're living with it, so their bodies kind of get used to it and they build up an immunity to those diseases. My little personal story with detecting cancer, my dog, like, it's a pretty tall dog, so in front of me he stands about right here, and he would always have this like knack to always like lick the inside of my hips, and I just thought that was the oddest thing. But I don't really question what my dog does, he doesn't do no wrong. So just last month I got diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and so I kind of think like he knew, because like he didn't do that to anybody else, like he just did that to me, and so I kind of feel like my dog knew before I knew. So that's like a cool little fun fact. And like because of that, like my mom got really depressed, so like the more time she spends with like my dog because of it, like I think he's really helped her like as a therapy dog kind of thing. And because of that, they're pretty inseparable. As you can see. That was his birthday party last year. Birthday's next month. If you guys want to come, don't come. Serious, we are. There's cake. So now that I told you how they can help detect cancer and help with illnesses, I'm going to go over how dogs can increase physical activity. Dogs can be powerful motivators. Researchers from Michigan State University reported that among dog owners who took their pets for regular walks, more than 60% of them met the federal criteria for like vigorous activity. The other like 40% that didn't meet it are people who say that they have their dogs like in their backyard free range, so they don't take their dogs on walks. Of the dogs, like of the people that walk their dogs, they usually tend to walk them 3 to 5 times a week, and that's 30 minutes activity that also meets the federal criteria. About 70% of people without dogs don't meet the federal criteria at all for your daily intake of activity. So the fact that more than half of people with dogs meet it is a pretty cool statistic. So if you're lazy, get a dog, take them on walks. That's how I was. Like my dog used to take me on walks, but now like I take him on walks, kind of. So now that I told you about how 3 ways that dogs can be beneficial to you. First, I told you about how they can lower your stress levels. Then I told you how they can help detect illnesses. And lastly, I told you about how they can increase your physical activity. So in conclusion, I hope this all motivates you to go and kind of see like the other side of dogs besides them just, being there for you like on the side. Go and buy a dog after class, adopt one. The Pound has really nice dogs. I think you should go get one. So that way, if you do adopt a dog, one day you can be that happy.
All right, we didn't check in since this is off our original schedule. Alec, you're supposed to do the oral evaluation. Michaela's supposed to do the written evaluation. So Alec, I'm sorry that you're getting blindsided with this, but could you offer a few comments?
So, the central idea was like about the benefits of owning a dog, and the things I liked about the speech were your personal stories and your sources were really reputable, and I liked how your eye contact like improved during the speech as you went on. And two things you can improve on was that it felt like it was pretty quick and kind of rushed, and like I said, your eye contact like improved during the speech, and your visual aids were simple and they were nice, and yeah, I feel like they help like verify like your story, like your personal stories. And yeah, I enjoyed your presentation overall.
Okay, well, anytime you're getting this presentation about dogs, it's usually enjoyable. Thank goodness for that. And I thought that the opening was pretty solid. You've got kind of a combination of picture and your visualization to go along there. That works well. Your purpose statement does use the word inform, and we're trying to avoid that, so let's get rid of that the next time you do an informative presentation and pick one of those action verbs that we talked about. There was a very clear preview of what the supporting structure was going to be. All of it, I think I mentioned this to people last week, whenever you were learning to do something, you kind of go through a phase of awkwardness when you're doing it. It's also kind of obvious that you're doing things. I use this analogy sometimes. We did the driving thing. Did you guys ever learn the SMOG acronym? You know, when you're driving, you signal, mirror, over your shoulder, go when safe. Signal, mirror, over shoulder, go when safe. And you can kind of see when people are first learning to drive, they go, click. And you can kind of see them going through the motions. And they're doing everything that's right, but it's all not natural and secondary. That's where you are. Yeah, I mean, you're doing the right things, but it's not flowing smoothly. It just needs a little bit more polish. Probably some practice because it got done at the last minute, apparently. You know, that's one of those things that would have been fixed by that kind of thing. I did think that you had excellent supporting information. You did a good job citing that information. The visuals, I think, look, everybody likes the pictures of the dogs. That's good, so that's fun, and that'll keep us interested. And that's basically what those pictures allow us to do. They create interest. They don't add any understanding to the speech. You had an interesting set of statistics at the end about people who had dogs versus people who don't have dogs, and the potential, whether or not they meet the exercise requirements, that sort of thing. That would have been a natural thing to do, like on a bar graph, to be able to do a statistical comparison on. And I think that would have helped make it a little bit more memorable and clearer what you were talking about. There are a couple of other places where I think you need to add a little bit of information, like on the second point. You think your dog's a cancer detector, and I hope everything's going well with you. But you know, I've heard stories about this before, and so there's got to be other information out there, and all you've got is the personal story to illustrate that point. So if this is a real thing, there's got to be some more information on it. But the first and the third points I thought had pretty good data on it. The speech is a little short, not dramatically, so you're just about at 6 minutes, but that means that there's room to add a few things here and there, and those are the kinds of things that I think you need to add. All right, thank you.